Hey, what is up guys, it is Card Shuffler 99 here, and today we are going to be showing you guys a really awesome card trick, so I hope you guys enjoy this one. This is definitely something super simple you can do, impromptu, just whenever you want, but definitely this is something that's going to get a lot of good reactions, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget that we do have a contest going on right now. It's going to be a pretty big giveaway. It's going to end at the end of January. All you have to do to enter is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment something about Card Shuffler 99 down in the comment section. You know, whether it's a video you really like, what you like about this specific video, anything like that. Go ahead, comment that down below. We're giving away 10 Theory 11 decks of your choice. It's going to be 5 winners for that. Each person's going to get 2 decks, any color, any Theory 11 deck they want. And we're also going to give away 3 $10 Amazon gift cards as well. Alright guys, let's get straight into the trick. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to play around with our little deck of cards. So, Robert, I'm going to show you here that all the cards are completely different. You can see here they're all different, right?
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and give the deck some cuts. So what I'm going to do here, Robert, is I'm going to go ahead and give the deck a little bit of a cover. Now, this is what I want you to do for me, Robert. I'm going to move the box really quick. I want you to go ahead and lift up anywhere you want. Doesn't matter where you're going to lift up. Just lift up for me somewhere. All right, you sure that's where you want?
Yes.
100%.
Yep.
All right, so go ahead, just push that over a little bit. All right, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead, I'll show you that you selected the 8 of diamonds. I'll go ahead, I'll take that back for you, and we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this up really quick. Now, Robert, you selected here the 8 of diamonds. Is there anything specific about this 8 of diamonds, okay? Anything specific, like why you wanted to choose this card, or was it completely random?
It was random.
It was random. So you selected here the 8 of diamonds. You see the red 8 of diamonds. But you'll notice here that if we go back into the deck, the entire deck here is blue. You selected the only red card in the deck. That is the trick, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And yeah, let's get straight into the tutorial. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is definitely pretty cool. It looks like a completely free choice. And it certainly is a free choice as to where they lift up. Okay, so that's definitely something important to note. And obviously, it's something that's going to get some good reactions. I hope you guys got a good reaction out of that. It looks pretty cool. I really do enjoy this one. So all you're going to need is pretty simple, just a red card and a blue deck. Or you could do any 2 different colored decks. Now, something you do need to be aware of, some decks do have different pips. So it's definitely better to use 2 of the same deck and then just have 2 different colors of that deck. But for example, if you were to use like a Monarch deck and an Artifice deck, the pips on the cards are actually different. So sometimes it wouldn't make sense if you were to show a red deck. What would happen is once you flip over the pips, they're going to be looking at Artifice pips, which doesn't make sense. So that's something to be aware of. And in addition to that, another thing to be aware of is the idea that some decks, in terms of the different colors, is going to yield different colored sort of hearts and diamonds. And what I mean by that is, for example, I believe the Dragonback decks, for their different colored decks, like the green Dragonback and the yellow Dragonback, the diamonds and the hearts are actually that color deck. So for example, in the green Dragonback deck, the hearts and the diamonds are actually green. So if you were to use 2 of those decks, it doesn't make sense. If you were to show like a red Dragonback and the second you flip it over, they're looking at green cards, that's a problem, right? So that's something to be aware of. So just go for, any deck. Like Monarchs work well, and standard bicycle decks are always going to work. So that's important to note there as well. All right, guys. Anyway, let's get into the reveal. So what you're going to do, you're going to need a napkin. You're going to want a thicker napkin, something that's, not see-through, not transparent. So in this case, I'm going to go with this napkin here, and I'm actually using 2. So these are just like paper towels you could use. So if you're in a restaurant or anything, you could always use the napkins, the place settings that they put out. Those are definitely thick and they're not transparent, so you could always use that. So definitely something you could do in the bar or in the restaurant, anything like that. So once you have your paper towel, you are going to need a matching box to 1 card. So in this case, if I'm using a blue deck, I'm going to have 1 red card and the red box. So that's going to be the setup. If it was the other way around, you could have 1 blue card, a red deck, and a blue box. Okay? But whatever card or whatever color you have one card of, that's going to go with the box. All right. So let's get into how this is going to work. So there's going to be a lot of misdirection going on with this trick, in a sense. So a lot of times things aren't exactly what they seem to be. So how are we going to start this trick? Well, you're always going to want to start with the box or the deck inside the box. Okay, so obviously a lot of people, they don't know what the trick is, especially when you're going into any trick. Something you have to understand is that they don't know what you're doing. I think a lot of times as magicians, people go into tricks and they're like, oh, I gotta sell this. This is the red deck. This is the red deck. This is the red deck. Or they're gonna think it's a blue deck. Why would they ever think it's a blue deck? So that's something to think about. I do this all the time where, once you know how a trick is done, you start questioning like, oh, I gotta sell this as best as I can. But when you're doing that, you're actually making it worse and worse and worse, which is actually a problem. So don't worry, they assume it's a red deck. You don't have to go out there selling, go out and just say, I have a red deck, right? They know it's a red deck. They don't know you have blue cards here. They don't know what you're doing, so that's something to keep in mind, okay? So something, especially even in other tricks, don't worry about them seeing anything because they don't know what you're trying to do. So, anyway, let's get into this. So once again, you're going to start with this opposite color card on the top. You can go ahead and take it out of the box. And what I'm going to start doing is a Hindu shuffle. So just like this, I'm just peeling off cards just like so. And all I'm doing here is showing that all the cards are different. Now, what you can do here to reinforce the idea that the whole deck is red, you can constantly flip over. Don't do it every time, but you can flip over every once in a while. You can do a couple, flip over. Something to be careful of, you don't want that to happen. Obviously, when you're going through, you don't want to flash that. Now, what I do here is I start out by saying, all right, so we'll take the deck here, and I'll show you that all the cards are different. You just go through the cards, show them they're different. You could, give a quick flash of the backs here whenever you want. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and catch a thumb break, just like that. And I'm going to do a double undercut. So I'm going to double undercut the cards back to the top. So now the cards, at least this top card here is back on top. So that's a way you could do it. Another way you could do that, obviously, if you were just in the situation here, you could either just put it down or you could hold a break and just cut it back to the top of the deck like that. Anything like that, you just got to get the red card back to the top. So once you got that red card back on top of the deck, what you're going to do is you're going to say that you're covering the deck with the napkin. And that's what you want it to look like, is that you're covering the deck with the napkin, or covering the deck with the napkin. So in reality, what's happening is as you cover the deck, you're going to be flipping the deck over, okay? So this is something they don't know. So as you do that, you're actually flipping it over. Always make sure that you kind of come around like this. So once it's sort of here, that's when you can flip and then you can cover. So you don't want to make a giant motion. Don't go like that. So you're not flipping your hand. What I'm doing here is I'm actually just taking my index finger, I'm curling it in, and then I'm sort of using my 3 fingers here as a guide to allow the deck to basically fall over. Okay, so once again, so you're here, you're going to flip that over, and as you're flipping it over, you could go just like that if you really wanted to. Just using your thumb, you could flip it over like that. Anything you really want, you could use your index finger like I said, but what you're doing here is as you flip over, you're going to cover the deck. You got to work on timing here. Always use a mirror. Time yourself. But once again, come in front. You're going to basically just flip the deck over. And then you're going to they still assume that the deck is face down. You're then going to tell them to go ahead and lift up. So they're going to lift up somewhere. Once they lift up, they still think this is the deck. Now what you have to do is under the covering of this napkin, you're going to now flip it over again. So once you're here, you're going to flip it over again. Bring it out, and you're going to do a wrist kill as you show them their card. Okay, you're going to show them, all right, so you picked the 8 of diamonds. Now, all you have to do here is bring this back under the deck face up. They're going to bring it up face up, and that's going to basically put the deck back in order like this. So once again, you're going to be in this situation here, just like that. You can say lift up, flip it over, show, do a wrist kill. Don't bring it face down, obviously, because you don't want to flash. You can bring it face up, put it there. I like to wrap up the deck. And then you could talk about the 8 of diamonds, and you say, is there a specific reason you selected this card? It's just the 8 of diamonds, the red 8 of diamonds, and they still assume that the deck is completely red. And at that point, this is where you can go ahead and say, well, I'm pretty sure that you selected this card for a specific reason. You can talk about something like that. And basically, you show them, all right, so that's the 8 of diamonds. You can also show that they selected the only red card in the deck. Now, If you really wanted to, you can make a prediction. You can predict that they're going to select the 8 of diamonds because obviously you are forcing a card. So you can actually predict that they would, select the 8 of diamonds if you really wanted to. But yeah, that is it for this trick. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.